Hello and good evening. I'm Carlos. Welcome to News at 10. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob urged the people of Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak to strengthen their resolve and determination to keep fresh the spirit of unity as a successful and respected family in conjunction with Malaysia Day today. In a post on his official Facebook page, the Prime Minister said although they were separated by the South China Sea, the coming together of the Peninsula, Sabah and Sarawak had built a nation that is successful and sovereign, and a Malaysian family that lives in a spirit of harmony. Well, he said Malaysia, which was formed on 16 September 1963, remains strong as a peaceful, independent and sovereign country under the patronage of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong as the umbrella of national unity. He said the establishment of a nation proudly proclaimed as Malaysia is the result of the achievement of independence by the Federation of Malaya 64 years ago, followed by the formation of Malaysia 6 years later, together with our beloved Sabah and Sarawak. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah has conveyed greetings to all members, veterans and those who have served in the Malaysian Armed Forces, the MAF, on its 88th anniversary today. Al-Sultan Abdullah also expressed his deep appreciation for the services and sacrifices made by all present and former members of the MAF in protecting the sovereignty and security of the country. In a statement posted on Istana Negara's official Facebook page, His Majesty expressed the highest appreciation to MAF members, especially those in the front line who had worked hard, sacrificing their time and energy to help the government curb the spread of COVID-19. His Majesty also prayed that MAF would continue to be respected and honored at the international level. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the government always ensures that the welfare of the Malaysian Armed Forces, the MAF personnel, is protected. In a posting on his Facebook page in conjunction with the MAF's 88th anniversary today, Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri said the sacrifices of the Armed Forces personnel in maintaining security and safeguarding national sovereignty were immense. Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri said the MAF was always in a state of preparedness through the implementation of various exercises. The Rural Development Ministry will intensify COVID-19 vaccination of the Orang Asli with a completion target by this October. Its Minister, Dato' Sri Madzir Khalid, said based on the statistics, out of the 144,180 Orang Asli eligible to receive the vaccine, 77,970 had received the first dose, while 50,734 completed both doses as of yesterday. In a related development, Dato' Sri Madzir said Sekolah Kebangsaan Penderas has been made into a low-risk COVID-19 quarantine and treatment center (PKRC) for the Orang Asli.
Memutuskan untuk menggunakan sebuah sekolah kebangsaan atas kebenaran Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Pahang menggunakan sekolah ini sebagai PKRC, Pusat Karantin dan Rawatan COVID-19, PKRC. Inilah sekolah kebangsaan Penderas ni, di mana sekolah ini juga adalah sekolah untuk masyarakat orang asli untuk bersekolah. Jadi hari ini dijadikan pusat karantin lah, mana yang COVID-19. Jadi InsyaAllah Kementerian Pengenalan Bandar akan membantu sedikit sebanyak peruntukan untuk pusat ini beroperasi.
The locality will be operating until the positive COVID-19 cases in the locality have been announced over by the Health Ministry. As of today, 148 patients are being treated at the SK Penderas PKRC and more are expected to be transferred there soon. There were 1,133 COVID-19 positive cases recorded in 10 Orang Asli villages in Kuala Krau, with 4 deaths reported as of last Sunday. Well, new COVID-19 cases in Malaysia dropped slightly to 18,815 today compared to 19,495 recorded yesterday. And according to a statement by its Director General, Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah, the country's COVID-19 cumulative cases is currently at 2,049,750. While Sarawak remains the state with the highest number of daily new cases with 3,660, followed by Selangor with 2,718 and Johor 2,206 cases. The MOH also reported that 16,939 cases made a recovery today and were discharged, bringing the cumulative number of recoveries to 1,800,278. Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham also said that intensive care units, the ICU bed usage for COVID-19 hospitals nationwide, as of yesterday, was at 81% with 1,590 beds occupied out of the 1,579 beds and 71% for non-ICU beds occupied. Meanwhile, 341 deaths have been reported in the past 24 hours. The death toll now stands at 19,827. Increasing the congregation in mosques and suraus is one of the main items of draft for new SOPs regarding congregation prayers, which will be finalized by the Department of Islamic Development in Malaysia, JAKIM. Now, this will then be in turn used as a guide to be referred to by respective state councils for implementation of mosques and surau SOPs. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department of Religious Affairs, Idris Ahmad, said the new draft was decided at the Special Muzakara Committee meeting for Malaysian Islamic Affairs yesterday. It was attended by muftis from all across the country.
Negeri ada sengaja buat 100 orang, macam wilayah pun ada 4. Ada masjid, beberapa masjid, masjid negara, masjid wilayah, masjid Putrajaya, masjid Kemisan, kita letakkan 300 orang dan cuba kita minta singkat lagi lah. Semasa dan kita selari dengan apa keputusan daripada MKM. Yang kena berbeza, kluster lain.
Coming up, 2 wanted men gunned down in shootout with police. Well, the government has agreed to increase the Bantuan Wang Ihsan, or BWI, from 500 ringgit to 1,000 ringgit for each household affected during the northeast monsoon or other disasters declared by the Central Disaster Management Committee, JPBP. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said the matter was decided in the JPBP meeting chaired by him on 13th September. Well, elaborating further, in a statement, the Premier said the assistance was among the new approaches taken by the government in an effort to improve management and preparedness to face the northeast monsoon involving the East Coast states, Johor, Sabah and Sarawak. He said the provision of this assistance is not a form of compensation for damage to the home and property suffered by the victim, but to ease the burden borne by them. This initiative is expected to ease the burden of more than 39,100 households, involving an allocation of more than 39.5 million ringgit from the National Disaster Relief Trust Fund. Apart from that, he said on the basis of concern and responsibility to the state governments, the allocation for Northeast Monsoon Operating Expenditure 2021-22 would also be channeled using the National Disaster Relief Trust Fund, amounting to 9.5 million ringgit, to help smooth the process and ensuring that the well-being and welfare of the people continue to be looked after. Well, meanwhile, the Prime Minister also revealed that the federal government, through the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, has allocated more than 18.24 million ringgit to help Sabah manage countermeasures against disasters to ensure the welfare of those affected is always protected. Well, Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri said the allocation would be used for buying 2,000 units of food kits, 2,500 units of sea tents, as well as the or the operations of the State Disaster Management Committee, operations of 22 districts under the Disaster Management Committee, and COVID-19 operations management. Well, he said he hoped that the allocation can be used to manage disasters and ease the burden of the victims of the landslide in Penampang, Sabah yesterday. He said this in a statement after presenting a mock check on the allocation to Sabah Chief Minister Datuk Seri Haji Noor at Menara Kinabalu today. Well, earlier, Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri attended a briefing on Sabah's development in the presence of Communications and Multimedia Minister Tan Sri Anwar Musa, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Sabah and Sarawak Affairs, Datuk Seri Dr. Maximus Ongkili, Agriculture and Food Industries Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ronald Kiandi, and State Cabinet Ministers. Area 57 at Technology Park, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, is developed as a one-stop center for research and development regarding drone technology for the benefit of users and manufacturers. Well, Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Adam Baba said the 2-hectare space is fully equipped with integrated infrastructures. Well, this includes a 100-meter runway, 300-square-meter drone net area, drone testing, mock-up site, hangar, laboratory, manufacturing equipment, training facilities and prototype testing area, operations office, as well as a service and maintenance workshop. Datuk Seri Dr. Adham explained that the advancement of the drone industry is expected to open up job opportunities, increase field skills, simultaneously assisting other industries and boost the economy. He added that cooperation with multiple agencies will continuously be conducted in an effort to develop and facilitate the drone
at the level kepada penyediaan teknologi terkini lah. So had kita tidak ada batas. Kita yakin satu hari nanti dengan penyambungan teknologi baharu seperti penggunaan artificial intelligence, aktiviti yang sangat berkait rapat dengan usaha negara untuk meletakkan keselamatan sangat penting, iaitu security dan juga pengawasan surveillance.
Well, Air Asia's inaugural service from Kuala Lumpur to Langkawi this morning under the travel bubble recorded a 100% flight load, signifying a strong rebound for domestic air travel. Well, the low-cost carrier said the maiden flight, the first of 9 scheduled daily flights from Kuala Lumpur, left Kuala Lumpur International Airport, KLIA, at 9:50 a.m., utilizing an Airbus A321neo aircraft. Well, in a statement, Air Asia said aside from Kuala Lumpur, Air Asia also has flights to Langkawi departing from Pulau Pinang, Johor Bahru, Ipoh and Kota Bharu, making up a total of 90 weekly flights. Air Asia Malaysia Chief Executive Officer Riyad Asmat said over 200,000 seats to Langkawi were sold in less than a week. He said to facilitate this movement, the low-cost carrier have prepared extensively and implemented robust and comprehensive health and safety protocols to ensure all of its guests can travel safely with their 100% vaccinated crew and frontliners. He added that after months of preparation, the company is thrilled to get the country flying again and are ready to scale up their operations to meet overwhelming demand, while hoping for more travel bubbles to be established across the country, soon in line with the accelerated vaccination rollout and eventually across the region. Air Asia also launched its ride-hailing services in Langkawi today with a 100% fully vaccinated driver fleet. The Finance Ministry revealed that audit firm KPMG has agreed to settle a settlement valued at 333 million ringgit to resolve all claims related to its fiduciary duties on auditing of One Malaysia Development Berhad 1MDB accounts for the period of 2010 to 2012. But the settlement with KPMG, valued at more than 800 times the audit fees earned by KPMG, represents one of the largest 1MDB-related settlements by an audit firm in Southeast Asia. In a statement, Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Seri Tengku Abdul Aziz said this demonstrates the government's resolve to diligently pursue recovery efforts against all parties involved in 1MDB and its related entities. He said the recent political developments have not affected the Malaysian government's determination to ensure that appropriate actions are taken against all individuals or entities involved directly or indirectly in the global 1MDB scheme. MOF said the settlement will conclude the civil suit filed on 6 July 2021 against KPMG, which will expedite the payment of monies to fulfill 1MDB's outstanding obligations and save the court's time and public resources. It said this settlement will not affect or compromise Malaysia's claims against individuals like Joe Low and other parties related thereto, and who are still being actively pursued in relation to the 1MDB financial scandal. Two foreign nationals wanted for various crimes were killed in a shootout with the police near Bukit Mengkuang, Kubang Semang, earlier this morning at 5:50 a.m. Now, according to the Pulau Pinang Police Chief, Dato' Muhammad Suhaili Muhammad Zain, the incident occurred after a grey Proton Wira, which was instructed to pull over, instead sped off before skidding into bushes.
Setelah kereta ini berhenti, penjenayah di bahagian tempat duduk itu telah keluar dan melepaskan tembakan, dan di situ juga kita terpaksa membalas tembakan tersebut, dan manakala pemandu itu keluar serta-merta dan membawa sebilah parang untuk menyerang pemandu sebelah ni, dan di situ juga dia ditimpaskanlah. Tembakan yang dilepaskan oleh penjenayah itu telah kita kesan kena pada kenderaan pasukan jugalah. Alhamdulillah dia tidak mencederakan anggota dan pegawai saya lah pada hari ini.
Investigations found that both suspects, aged in their 30s and 40s, were wanted by police after another gunfire incident which took place on 12 September last year. Police also found heroin weighing 30 grams as well as various house break-in tools in the boot of the car. The car they were driving was one reported missing on 29th August last year in Sungai Petani, Kedah. The case is being investigated under Section 307 of the Penal Code. The country will be allowed to resume operations starting tomorrow. And according to Deputy Youth and Sports Minister Dato' Sri T. Lian Kerr, additional SOPs regarding gymnasium operations will also be announced in the near future.
Basically dah selesai. Sebab sebelum itu dia lebih pihak KKM dia ada they were worried about the ventilation lah. So MKN sudah selesai isu itu dan SOP akan dikeluarkan. Actually sebenarnya kita bagi recommendation awal, tapi I think KKM dia ada they have some issues on the ventilation.
On a related note, the Sports and Youth Ministry will also be proceeding with the implementation of the National Sports Day, or HSN 2021, in October. However, it will be done in a hybrid manner, and the decision has been approved by the National Security Council as well as the Health Ministry. Well, that's all for today's edition of News at 10. In our top story today, Prime Minister calls for Malaysians to strengthen spirit of unity. Don't forget to watch the latest news and updates at noon, 12:30 tomorrow afternoon on TV2 and saluran Berita RTM. I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Good night, and from all of us here, Selamat Hari Malaysia.